Yo, what is up, guys? So it's been a while since I uploaded like the last video. Mostly it's just like highlights, high scores, streaks, whatever. So today I kind of figured I'm kind of washed, but I still want to do just some gameplay, just to see how it goes. Um, and maybe I can talk through my thought process, so maybe you can learn something as well. Um, Yeah, so let's get straight into like the first round here. Straight away, we have the Andes over there. Other side we have some hill as well. Pajaritos, I have no idea what that means. Should be either Vina del Mar or Santiago, but with this big mountain here, like the snow-capped, it's probably Santiago. We're on a divided highway, there aren't too many of those, so might as well try to find it. Interesting thing is that there's not really anything north. There's a peak over there. Um, I'm just gonna click there. It could be Vina del Mar as well, to be fair. Or it's more down here actually. This is divided too. Okay. And it's a big further into Santiago, but still a decent guess. Next up. Nice Dixie. So we're on we're not on the highway, but we're close to it. So again, this is another divided highway. It's a kind of valley with like mountains both east and west. Makes me think of like Rancagua or something. There aren't really any pole plates visible, I think. They might help you indicate which region you're in. I don't think it's Santiago, it's like there's too much agriculture. The houses are too far apart for it to be Santiago, in my opinion. So I'll click Huygens, which is, yeah, pretty common as well. Alright. We should be on a 2 streak actually. We have a lot of these puffy pines. Very forested, very hilly. Very common for the area around Concepcion. But you can get these kind of pine trees like all over like the coastline. From like if my map wants to load actually. There you go. All the way from like Vina del Mar down all the way south, basically. If there is coverage on the coast. Like this coast here doesn't really have coverage. With the Gen 3 and Helinus, it's very likely that we're kind of in like this pocket here. It could still be like Arcania, some weird Gen 3, but this is probably the best guess. Yeah. The further you go towards the east, the flatter it gets. Like there will still be a lot of pines, but it won't be hilly like this part, which is why I guess there. Next round, it's sandy. We have these kind of rolling hills. It's like kind of like wild nature. There isn't like much agriculture going on. There are just these grass fields, and there's a lot of forest, which would either indicate Los Lagos or Los Rios, one of these two. Now my question is, could this actually be Chiloé? Chiloé has kind of this New Zealand vibe. Especially with like these kind of ferns, these ones. I don't mind it. But you also get a lot of rhubarb, which are those big like kind of Hokkaido cabbage plants. You get all over like Los Lagos mainly and a part of Iceland. And very rare in Los Rios, like near these kind of lakes. I don't see them here. Is this island or not? I'm not too sure. I'm gonna click mainland for now, but yeah, wouldn't be surprised. Alright, urban route. It's gonna be a bit tougher. Give these kind of lamps. They look interesting. They don't have these like little knobs on the top, which you get a lot in Santiago. Yeah, these kind of like tall trees. I forgot what they're called, but they're pretty common in like Vina del Mar, Santiago, O'Higgins, maybe even like Maule. I'm not sure, but could really be like O'Higgins, I think. I'm basing that off this pole plate right here. It's a vertical pole plate, which is basically found in all of Chile. However, Santiago and Valparaiso both have their own kind of unique pole plate. Like the Santiago one is like horizontal, although you can also find it in Temuco and all the way south in Punta Arenas. The Valparaiso one is a square one. However, they're not always consistent. Like you can find vertical ones in like both these two regions, as well as these sometimes switch. So you get like a square plate in Santiago or like a horizontal plate in Valparaiso, which can be confusing. Don't really see any mountains in the east, which is confusing. We're gonna try to kind of find this ridge. Maybe we're like very close, like. Yeah, I like O'Higgins here again. Just gonna go for that guess. Yeah. It's actually almost on the same spot as that other log. Okay. 22.5k, not bad. On a 5 streak. Next round. Looks like, yeah, should be Atacama pavement. Atacama pavement is like, doesn't really necessarily have to be like a bad conditioned road. Like this one is pretty bad, I would say. But the road has like very dark asphalt, like black color, and it has like this kind of reddish dirt mixed into it. Like red/brown dirt, which is very common in this kind of region of the country. Furthermore, we do have quite some vegetation though, so I think it's more southern part. Like the further north you go, the more rocky it gets. It could even be like northern Coquimbo. I wouldn't be surprised. You sometimes get this kind of road there too. But like 90 or 95% of the time when you get this kind of road, it should always be this region where Copiapo is in. Yeah, this is interesting. I'm just gonna scan for something that might fit. Like one of these roads, maybe. Not too sure. Scared it's gonna be something like this. I actually want to try like the border here. Yeah. It was a weird Coquimbo. I just guessed Coquimbo because of the vegetation, to be fair. Like there's still like a lot of these plants in the area. Alright. That's all the link, so 3-point count actually. Doesn't matter though. Keep on playing. Another round that is very like typical. We have these same kind of trees. Like I said, probably Santiago or O'Higgins or like a really weird Maula, but I think it's more north. Um, Actually, the valley direction is slightly different this time. Like the mountains are north and south of us, so that would fit for like this, or I guess with the road angle it would fit for this mostly. Mostly likely somewhere in there. Yeah. Okay. Interesting look. Um, we do have ferns, which would indicate quite south. Not too sure what this is yet. Is this like Los Lagos? It's hard to explain this kind of round, but kind of vibes like this area to me. Just trying to, a lot of guessing in Chile is just figuring out where the elevation is and what would make sense for it. Like just when I showed here, like with the mountains like east and west, you're most likely on this part, but when it's north and south, like you can be in like this kind of valley. It's a lot of these like very small calculations. Um, yeah. It's not Chiloé. Like these rocky mountains are too big for Chiloé. Um, it doesn't feel like Los Rios, this one, or further north, because it's the nature is kind of too like wild for that. Would have to be more southern. So we're somewhere in the Andes, I guess. Could this be Aysén? Maybe, maybe. I prefer Los Lagos though, because it still feels like quite open. Um, but something like this. Kind of forgot what the coverage here looks like, to be honest. That could make sense, maybe. No, these are not big enough. Um, if it's Los Rios, though, it's likely. Yeah. Los Lagos is probably a good guess. I'm just gonna go with it. Yeah. Okay. We're looking not directly at Copico, but almost. Okay. This is a nice look. This is Magallanes, I reckon. Like the dark soil, like the dark volcanic soil is like very southern thing. You can find it like in the desert too, but when you look at like the vegetation, there's not really any desert here. And these like very sharp like mountains with like white snow on them, very common for it to be here. And it feels like very open. If you look into this direction, it's so open. Into that direction as well, actually. Um, it doesn't really look like anything you find in Iceland. So then it's just guessing the coverage. It's likely this road, I guess. Not too sure actually. I guess this would make sense. There's some roads bending up there. Could be this one. Yeah, like this. Yeah. I guess I didn't really line up the mountains there, but get the point. 4 stripes. Not sure what I mean. Um, Desert G round. It's interesting. Pavement is quite dark, but doesn't quite look like the Copiapo pavement, in my opinion. You have this kind of reddish profile. I don't think it's Ikike. Or, wait, I'm joking. Tarapacá, damn. You think of it. I think it's either like Antofagasta region or Atacama, one of these two. Again, it's kind of figuring out the mountains. Like, these are pretty far in the distance. It's pretty flat though. Like the mountains you find in this region, like are closer together, I think. So, kind of liking one of these roads, maybe. Maybe this. Yeah, I'm gonna go for this, but okay, not bad. Yeah, interesting round. We have 24 copyrights. Yeah, it's interesting. Could this be the new Coquimbo coverage? Maybe, maybe not. Is it even newer coverage like the Valparaiso one? There's some new coverage like year or two. I can't remember the Coquimbo coverage being like misty or cloudy like this. We have a lot of cacti, but there's so much vegetation. I might go Valparaiso here. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Since it's just over the border. Okay. So this section is actually quite overcasted. I did not know that. Okay. There goes the streak, but keep on going. Gen 3 Autumn. This is Isen. Autumn coverage, mostly around Koihike, however you say it. I'm not gonna be able to pinpoint the road here because I haven't studied them. I'm just gonna click here. But yeah, Gen 3 Autumn, and when it's like sovereign like this, you always go Koihike. Ends up being a bit further north. Still a good guess. We have 22 copyrights with like very sunny, no clouds whatsoever. Monkey puzzle in the distance. Summer coverage. This should be Araucania, which is the region Timzkii is in. Region guessing Araucania is more challenging. I'm just gonna click center. Okay. Oh. So being all the way on the coast. Okay. Another 2024 copyright. Again, it's kind of like figuring out the mountains. There are a lot of these taller trees again, which you find around Santiago. It's a bit dry. Maybe I wouldn't mind Valparaiso actually. Or it's just Santiago. I'm kind of going like east-west in some valley, so one of these roads would make a lot of sense too. Not too sure which has Gen 4. For as far as I know, it could also be like here, or over here, down here. Yeah. In hindsight, maybe it looked a bit more like rural, so Valparaiso is like less populated than capital region. You know, this is the Coquimbo coverage, which is I think you get a bit around here, and then a lot around like Idapel, just like northeast of Idapel, especially when it's a dirt road like this. Yeah, it's just 2024, very sunny, uh, very dry as well. Like there are shrubs on the hills, but overall the vegetation is pretty poor. It feels like somewhere in between like these two regions. So then you kind of go Coquimbo by logic. Um, maybe like no, it's not there. I go there. Okay, it was there. All right, not a bad score. What of these pine forests again? It's quite hilly as well, I would say. Um, last time we had this kind of look, it was here, right? Kind of resembles the same area. Also, architecture kind of helps. Like these kind of like wooden houses or like metal huts, you find a lot in like the southern part, like Concepcion, further south. Houses are like very wooden, and then further you go up north, you have like stone houses, and of course in the desert you wouldn't really have like wooden houses. It's pretty shitty with like all the sand. Um, yeah, I would just go Concepcion somewhere. With these little knobs, which are common for Santiago, but also in like other regions. We have two street signs, which I'm not too sure on what they mean, but they're interesting. Um, Again, it's kind of like looking around, seeing where the mountains are. They're south of us, they're west of us. Can't really see. Oh yeah, there's. I think that should be a mountain north. So we're kind of surrounded, but we cannot really see what's going on east. I wouldn't mind. How big are the mountains? It's also a question. Again, it's like one of these three. Maybe we can have like a ball plate to help us out. Oh, this is the square one. It's not perfectly square. Like it's a bit longer than the width, you know. Should indicate Valparaiso. Pretty surrounded by mountains, so we do have some pines here though, which is maybe more like west coast. So I don't really mind a guess like this. No, I switched it off. Okay, bad logic, but full plate help there. Oh, this is a nice look. Into this valley, it's kind of reminding me of this right away. So it's important to know what direction we're traveling in and what side of the road the valley is on. So the valley is north of us. We're kind of traveling like this, and the road is curving north. And here it's probably further going like south. So we just gotta find something that lines up for that. We should like Right here, maybe. This bend looks too sharp for that. What about this? Yeah, that makes a ton of sense. Yeah, with such a like steep valley next to the roads, you're always going to be like on the border of like Arica and Tarapacá. Okay, reading a seating region. We cannot see it, but we see Curico here. Which is, I forgot. What is Curico? I'm brain farting right now. Oh my god. But wait. That's Curico, but it doesn't look like Curico at all. Are we getting bamboozled? I think so. You see, these kind of lakes you don't commonly find, like, let's say, north of Concepcion. So again, with the pines, it could be Concepcion. With like these kind of swamps, it makes me feel like it's somewhat coastal. Interesting look. Yeah, there's nothing really useful here. Maybe they mean another Curico. Not sure. Maybe there's like a small village that's got like that. I could see like this kind of area, or even like further south. For all I know, it could be Costa maybe. But we'll go for this for now. Yeah. This is yeah, it's a crazy look. This is what I mean though with like the pine trees, like extending all the way from like Vinha del Mar all the way south actually. So pine trees do not necessarily mean Concepcion, but they can be coastal too. Like this area around Constitucion also has a lot of them. Guess I should have listened to the Curico one and go coastal. But we're learning. 2024 again. This is the new cooking book coverage, I would say, with like all these big cacti, blue sky. It's very clear, sunny, kind of like reddish tint. I just go like this road. Yeah, Ilha solo. It's a good guess. Okay. It's Santiago, pretty convenient. Looks like some sort of highway or overpass. Sure what those other two places are. There's one of them. So we might be like there. Yeah, there somewhere. Unlucky. I suck. Okay. No 5k. Disappointed. Gen 4 2022 sunny dirt road. It's just incessant out of no need to think about it honestly. Very piney again. Will it be Concepcion or will we get bamboozled? Like you get these spine forests also in Yandamar. I like Concepcion though. I don't know why. Maybe because these like dark pebbles feel more south. It's again right next to that other look we had. It all looks the same. It's quite hard to distinguish. And then we have this again. Surely third time's the charm, right? I'm gonna try it. There's some sort of river, I guess. It actually kind of looked like that same road, but I don't know if they had that smudge as well. What's this body of water? Yeah, I'm too lazy to find it. I'm just gonna click there. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Another architecture meta. It's quite hard to see though, but it's about this house. Yeah, not really anything else. This should be Chiloé. Why? It's kind of the New Zealand vibe. It's like very dusty, unpaved roads, hilly. It was open with a lot of these like grass fields. There's water visible with like land on the other side. These white houses are very common in Chiloé. Like there's one as well. There one too. Only this one isn't really white. And you have this house. These are like forgot what they're called. Shillings. Like these wooden like shillings. It's very common architecture in like Chiloé and like south of Puerto Montt. So it kind of starts here and it kind of ends here. You can find it like along this kind of coast too. But mostly on Chiloé. So with water east, I'm just gonna click like here maybe. Ends up all the way north. Okay. This will be last seat I'm gonna play. With these kind of funky looking lamps, like they're thicker where they meet like this bar, and then they kind of bend and they are becoming smaller. They're kind of like a wave. And I've seen this kind of wavy lamps very common in O'Higgins and partially Santiago too. But we have these vertical plates again. There's not really any info on this, I think, or not readable at least. So we should just go for O'Higgins somewhere. Again, it's important to look at like the hills. There's one like northwest of us, and there's south of us as well. So we're just kind of trying to find something that lines up with the grid as well. Maybe something like this would work actually. Okay, it's Maule. Yeah, those lamps are occasionally in Maule too, but most of the time when it's Gen 4, I've seen them in these cities. But maybe they updated the coverage in Maule too to like all the Gen 4. So it's kind of an outdated meta. This kind of looks like the round we had earlier. Of the Valley North. However, it's not that road. I'm not too sure what this is yet. We do have a funky bendy road over here though. Could it be? It's quite sandy as well, actually. Could it be like one of these? I would not mind this, but valley seems kind of off. Um, yeah, let's see. The further you go towards the east, the more rocky the mountains get. Which is kind of what we're getting here, but this is like super sandy. It's very like much like Arica. We do have slight rifts which are like common in Tarapacá. Doesn't mean it's necessarily there though, but it's kind of fake meta. I don't mind my guess for now, but I don't see like any other road that would line up. Yeah, it was Arica. Damn. That makes a ton of sense. Arica sand dunes, never forget them. Always trust them. Top round. Although, I think it's Los Lagos. Chile doesn't really have Gen 4, only the 5 has Gen 4, and this is not the 5 or Chile. I think. Is it actually? No. I've never seen these trees on Chile. And there's not really any ferns or rhubarb going on. I was doubting between Los Rios and Los Lagos first, but I think it's more Los Lagos. Los Rios is a bit more forested. This view is a bit more open than Los Rios. Plus, Los Rios barely has like Gen 4. Los Lagos too, but the Gen 4 roads in Los Rios, they have like unique like road lines. They're kind of like those Denmark ones. Maybe you've seen them. They're like squared, like a check pattern. If you see that kind of thing, you are likely in Los Rios on one of those national roads. Just line up the road angle and go there. There are a few exceptions though. You can find those checkered roads, pines in a few other places, but I won't get too much into that now. Somewhere in Los Lagos, in my opinion. Right on the border. That makes sense with the Gen 4, it's like a national road.
Same.
Okay, sorry about that, I'm back. This pole right away has like a Valparaiso square sticker, which is very helpful. I mean, these eucalyptus trees, they help too. They're very common around the Santiago region. And we have these pine trees again, so I'm thinking it's more coarser. Here's an example, by the way, where you can also have both. Like this is a vertical one, and this is like a square one. Yeah, I like this kind of region maybe. Could also be like up north though. It's just downtown, literally. Sunset Meta. No, I don't know it. There is this, I want to say fake meta, but it's not fake. There's a lot of Gen 3 sunset coverage northeast of Chilan, but this doesn't look northeast of Chilan. But I will try it. Yeah. Alright, that will sum it up for now. Hope you guys learned something. Not everything that can be taught came forward in like the seeds, but I hope you get a pretty good impression of like the thought process and like some metas that are important for Chile. Let me know in the comments whether you would like to see something like this again, or whether you have questions, feel free to ask them. Catch you guys later.